Why God removes certain people from your life, a spiritual truth for the elderly heart. As we grow older, we begin to notice a mysterious pattern that repeats itself throughout life. Certain people slowly drift away, some relationships end abruptly, and individuals we thought would be with us forever are no longer part of our journey. This experience, though painful at first, holds a deeply spiritual message that often becomes clearer with age, wisdom, and reflection. Many elderly individuals, especially those in their 60s, 70s, and 80s, often sit in quiet corners of their homes, staring out of windows or resting in their favorite chairs, pondering why certain friends, family members, or loved ones are no longer part of their daily lives. At first, they may feel abandoned, betrayed, or even cursed, but in truth, this loss is sometimes a divine intervention, a sacred act by God to protect, redirect, or prepare us for something greater. When God removes someone from your life, it's not always because of their wrongdoings or yours, but because their purpose in your story has been fulfilled. Much like chapters in a book, people come and go, playing their roles to push us forward, teach us lessons, heal old wounds, or awaken dormant strength within us. As we age, we begin to understand that not every person we lose is a punishment or a mistake. Rather, they were seasonal blessings meant to guide us through a specific storm or season of our life. Sometimes, God takes people away to make room for peace, clarity, or new beginnings that we couldn't see while we were emotionally entangled. We often cling to toxic relationships, unhealthy attachments, or past memories that no longer serve our growth, and in doing so, we delay our healing. But God, in His infinite wisdom, lovingly untangles us from such ties, even when we resist. Elderly individuals especially feel this shift profoundly because with age comes reflection, solitude, and a heightened sense of spirituality. The house that was once filled with noise, visitors, and phone calls may now echo with silence, but within that silence lies God's voice, softly reminding us that solitude is not loneliness, it is sacred space for renewal and deeper connection with the divine. The friends who stopped calling, the children who moved far away, the loved ones who passed on, all are part of a bigger spiritual picture that, though painful to accept, carries beauty beyond our understanding. Each departure makes room for deeper connection with ourselves and with God. In many cases, people leave because they no longer align with our vibration or spiritual path. As we grow in faith, wisdom, and humility, we naturally shift into new phases of consciousness where not everyone can follow. Some people are meant to be lessons, others blessings, and a rare few are lifelines, but it is God who decides who stays and who goes. If you've ever cried quietly at night wondering why your best friend from youth no longer speaks to you, or why your own child seems distant, know that your tears are not wasted. They water the soil of your soul, helping you grow closer to your Creator. The process of removal is rarely gentle, but it is always purposeful. Many elderly people testify that after the loss of certain individuals, they felt a strange peace that surpassed understanding, a sign that God was working behind the scenes, clearing paths, protecting hearts, and guiding them toward their spiritual calling. Some losses are answers to prayers we forgot we made. Others are protection from burdens we were not meant to carry in our later years. And sometimes, God removes people so we can finally look inward, rediscover our worth, and align ourselves with a purpose greater than social bonds. This spiritual pruning is not to isolate us, but to elevate us. The older we get, the more we realize that divine timing is better than our own. We stop chasing relationships that drain us and instead seek those that nourish the soul. We stop forcing connections and start embracing divine detachment. As this spiritual journey unfolds, elderly hearts often find healing not in explanations, but in acceptance. There is deep power in surrendering to God's will, in trusting that those who left were meant to leave, and that new peace, purpose, or companionship will arrive at the right time. Sometimes, we lose people to find ourselves. Sometimes, we are emptied so we can be refilled with grace, wisdom, and divine love. As your hair turns gray and your steps slow down, remember that you are entering the most sacred chapter of life, one where the soul takes precedence over the social, and where silence speaks louder than noise. Trust the process. Trust the removal. Trust the realignment. Every goodbye you've faced was heard by God, and every tear you've shed is stored in His mercy. You are never alone. In fact, in the absence of others, you may find the true presence of God for the first time. Elderly wisdom is not just about knowing more, but about understanding deeper. And perhaps the deepest understanding of all is that when God removes someone from your life, He is not taking something away, He is making room for something far better. Hold this truth close to your heart, breathe it in as your spiritual medicine, and walk forward with peace, for the one who holds the stars also holds your story. And if this message touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe to Noor Shah TV, and click the bell icon.